Open heart, open mind. Welcome to the Sattva channel, the official online platform of the Sattva project. First of all, on behalf of Sattva project, I would like to express our thankfulness to our StreamYard sponsor and media partners, UN Asian and UNFM. Another big thank you to our broadcast director, Brother Chong. Brother Chong, would you like to say hi to everyone?
Hi everyone, very good evening and welcome to our guided meditation session. Please do like and share so that more people can benefit. And for those watching on YouTube later, please subscribe and like as well. Now back to you, Rosemary.
Thank you, Brother Chong. Today's session, the title of today's session will be Sitting Quietly. Spring comes and the grass grows by itself. This is a guided Zen meditation session by Myong An Sunim. So let's sit quietly at home, spreading our love and kindness to all around the globe. And the quote, sitting quietly, doing nothing, spring comes and the grass grows by itself, it's actually a famous quote by the famous poet Matsuo Basho in the Edo period in Japan. So, for today, we will start with a short talk by Myong An Sunim and a meditation session, followed by a Q&A, and we end it with the dedication. Let me now give you a brief introduction about Myong An Sunim. Sunim is a Zen monk of the Kwan School of Zen. He's currently the advisor of the Sattva project. Sunim was born to a Chinese family in Malaysia in 1959. He received his education in the UK, culminating with an MBA and work in finance. Sunim began his meditation practice in 1992 after meeting his teacher, Zen Master Xiong San, in Hong Kong. He was ordained as a monk in 1997 and spent the next 16 years in Korea doing intensive meditation retreats. He received Inca, the authorization to teach Kong-ans and lead retreats from 2 Zen masters in 2015. Sunim has over 30,000 hours of meditation experience. He teaches mindfulness and Zen in Penang and internationally. His teaching approach combines the wisdom of the ancient teachers with the science of meditation to arrive at ways of practice that are well suited to our contemporary lifestyle. Let's welcome Sunim.
Thank you very much, Rosemary, for the lovely introduction. Welcome, everyone. Thank you all for joining us tonight. So we're going to have a short Zen meditation followed by questions and answers. But before we start the meditation, I would like to just say a few things about our practice. When we're not aware of our thoughts, they can exert a great amount of influence on our lives and how we behave. And if we're aware of the thoughts that appear in our mind, then we have some opportunity in which to respond in a way that we feel is wisest, whether we wish to follow the thoughts or actually not follow them, that the thoughts are not useful to indulge in. So being aware of our thoughts is a very important aspect of practice. And when we practice, this helps us to experience that our thoughts are actually like floating clouds in the sky. They just come and go, but the sky always remains. The sky is like our mind. So thoughts in themselves have no real substance unless we act on them. If we act on them and we do the same thing over and over again, it hardens into habits, and habits can be difficult to unwind. So in our practice tonight, perhaps let's remind ourselves that when thoughts or images or anything else. Perhaps emotions, feelings appear during meditation. There's no need to fight them. There's no need to try to deal with them in any way. All we need to do is gently, as best we can, kind of disengage or let go of them and return to feeling for our breath. So if we have some thoughts which are very strong, or excuse me, or emotions which are very strong, and it's a little difficult to disengage, maybe you can give yourself a mental note saying, it's okay, it's okay. Or you can even say it 3 times, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. And that can help to sort of cut into the train of thought that you're having and help you come back to your breath. So we can try that tonight. So this is more just a reminder of just being aware that our thoughts are not facts. They are mainly mental events which happen in our head during meditation practice. Okay, so invite you to sit upright with a alert but relaxed posture. Close your eyes, or if you prefer, keep them slightly open and lower your gaze downwards with a soft focus. Start to feel for your breath wherever you feel it most strongly, whether it's at your nostrils, back of your throat, your chest, or your lower belly. Just bring your attention to that area and allow your awareness to rest there. See if you can feel your breath for the full duration of each in-breath and the full duration of each out-breath. Allowing your body to breathe itself. No need to try to control your breath. All we're doing is just being aware of the fact that we're breathing. And whenever you notice that your mind has wandered off, then gently try to disengage, let go of whatever has been occupying your mind and return back to feeling for your breath. And do it in a way that is gentle and kind to yourself. Now, if you want to follow the Zen style of practice, you can ask yourself this question: what is this? And that's all you have to do. Just ask the question without wanting to try to answer it or to try to figure it out. Just repeat the phrase occasionally and then just let it sink in. Just what is this? No need to analyze, no need to think about it. Just let it sit. And whenever you feel the need to raise up the question again, then bring it up and ask again, what is this? If your thoughts or emotions which arise during practice are too strong, you can always use the mental note. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And then gently come back to your breath again. Just feel for your breath. taking your time. When you're ready, open your eyes and be aware of your room and your surroundings again. Moving your arms and legs if you need to. And thank you for your practice. I think you're muted, Rosemary.
Thank you, Sunim, for another good session. Thank you for reminding me. I think I put myself on mute.
No problem.
Yeah. I actually have some practical question for you, Sunim, during a sitting Zen meditation session.
Yeah.
My
Sure.
question is actually, how should we react during a meditation session when there is a sudden urge of coughing, passing gas, sneezing, burping? Should we try to hold on to it when it happens?
Good question.
Yeah,
Zen Master Song Sai used to say, just do it.
I'll just do it.
Actually, it's not such a big deal.
Right.
You know, I've noticed actually many people, when they start to have this urge to cough, they often feel quite bad about it, and then they get up and leave the the meditation room,
Yeah.
and then they'll try and cough and drink some water. And you know, our style is that when you leave, then you shouldn't come back because it will disturb the people.
Right.
But I think I've tried both ways. Like when I felt my throat was itchy and wanted to cough, I would try to kind of stay with it, you know. And I don't know if you've done it before, but sometimes it's so itchy that tears will come from your eyes because it's such a irritation. You want to cough, but you can't, and you're trying to, then suddenly you start to tear up from the effort. And other times I just try and cough very softly, clear the throat. I think it's not a problem because for people, if you are practicing, and in Zen style is practicing being present in the moment. You know, a cough is just like it's a noise if you don't make a story about it. It's just like the bark of a dog, the sound of a motor car or motorbike, the sound of thunder. It's just a noise. It's not anything special, you know. It's not that it's going to be a very loud explosion that will, you know, disturb everybody. It's just a cough, or it's just as you say, a fart or sneeze or whatever. It's, you know, it might, some people might find it might get a little disturbed. Some people might start laughing or whatever. But you know, it's not such a big thing. If it's something, I guess if it's something that's not so difficult to what, then see if you can kind of control it. I'm not saying, because when you do that, all your attention goes to this, trying to control my cough or my sneeze or my fart or whatever. And I've been in so many retreats, everybody's done everything. So it's not sort of new anymore, you know. It's not. So you just get used to it. Oh, yeah, you had something gassy for lunch today, you know, that's big deal, you know. Even if it smells, the smell doesn't stay very long. You know, it just goes. Yeah.
But
so
what
it's
happens
also a truth of impermanence. You know, everything comes and goes. And that's just part of experience. So if we don't reject anything, if we just allow things to come and go, then, you know, pretty soon we're back to our practice. It's just like you walk past a big, like your communal trash garbage bin, and it smells, not nice, but you just walk past, and after that it's gone. You don't have to try to, whatever. Or you might, but everything is always coming and going. So if we don't hold on to our ideas about it, pretty soon it's just gone, and it doesn't bother us anymore. But if we are clinging to it, whether it's pleasant or unpleasant, then that can lead to some kind of hindrance or discomfort for us.
But what about the mental stage? Saying, for example, you have a good, I wouldn't use the word good. For example, you are having a meditation session for like 15 minutes. So you must be calm in your mind and whatever comes and go, whatever, Then suddenly you have this urge. So do you note it and let it go? Or,
Well,
your mind will be disturbed. Mind is a very funny thing, Anything happens and then you'll be like, then you have memories, you have a lot of things coming, what do? Do you just note it and let go, or
well, it's best to
don't
let it
even
go, because it
don't
will
even think
go
about it?
anyway. It will
Right.
be, I mean, where are all your thoughts and, coughs or whatever now after the practice is over, after somebody tells you it's ended, it's the bell. It's not here anymore,
Understand.
The only thing that is reminding us of it is the way that we think about it. Oh, should I do this? Should I do that? But if we don't try to, we say, check it, and just like cough is gone, then it's gone. Blow your nose one time, gone. Then that also helps to very quickly clear out the kind of unpleasant feeling that you're trying to control. Like maybe you want to, blow your nose. It's right. You spend like minutes trying to control it, but maybe it's just better just to get your tissue out and just and then finish. It's you can. I think it's up to you individually what you prefer to do, and you can experiment with it and see how which is better for your practice. Some people, maybe they find that if I really try not to, then it becomes part of my practice. It's this awareness of this unpleasantness, and you just sort of follow the sensation and see where that leads you. But maybe for others, it's just very quick. Then they are rid of the kind of thing they find a bit irritating. So how you do it is up to you. You can try it and see. There's no kind of black and white.
So the question was actually relating to the normal, natural human reactions, which you cannot control. I mean, how do you control burping or farting? But what about pain and discomfort on your leg, your neck?
Yeah.
I mean, it's very normal. So halfway through, can I just do that and then come back to meditation, or do
Well,
I have to restrain myself?
I think you just have to be aware of the impact you have on somebody else. Okay. So if you are practicing alone, then then that kind of releases some tension
Tension.
in your neck. But if you're practicing in a room with other people, if you move around too much or create too much noise, it's definitely going to disturb their practice. So then you have to kind of be more aware and of what your actions are on. So you can move quietly. I mean, I've done it before where I just very slowly, without making any noise or big movements, then that's it. Or you can, like, very quietly, very slowly, like, change the position of your legs. Like in quantum school, Zen Master Sung Sa always taught that if you need to change the position, then you stand up very quietly. First, you do a half bow, stand up, then quietly sit down again, having changed your position. That's not a problem. It's not the body sitting still that's most important. It's this mind sitting. Your mind is
Right.
grounded. It's not, we say, not moving. So your body position, of course, is important, but most important is how do you keep your mind from moment to moment. Okay.
Great.
Okay.
And then I think there's some questions from us asking about haiku. I understand haiku, it's actually a Japanese Zen
It's a
poem.
Japanese poem. I don't know. Is
Yeah.
it 13 syllables or 11? I can't remember.
Yeah, that different masters and different era has got different types. That's what my understanding. Do you have that in quantum school of
No.
Zen or
I don't write poems, and I don't think, I mean, not haiku. Zen Master Sung San has written some poems, like more Zen style, and they were published in a book called Poem of Space, but I think that is out
Poem
of
of-
publication right now. Poem of Space.
poem of space
Yeah.
translated to English?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
right.
think I wrote them in English, actually.
Right. Okay.
But anyway, those are very kind of his style of poems, very direct, very down to earth, I guess, and has some. His poetry has some teaching point in it, so it's very good. It's like, yeah, I can't remember. There was one, I can't remember exactly, but some guy wrote to him. He was on a 100-day retreat. 100-day retreat, whatever. It's like, I can't remember. I should remember it properly. But there were some poems where he would reply. Some people would write him some poems, and he would reply in poetic form. But yeah, it's also a teaching tool, teaching technique. Like the Sixth Patriarch, very famous, wrote this poem in reply to the head monk.
Next time, maybe Sunim will ask you to prepare some of his poems, and you can teach us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Then there will be, from Brother Sharab, actually, what is the most important hindrance that blocks us from seeing our true nature?
The most important hindrance that blocks us? Good question. I don't know. It depends on you. Because we have so many and different for each one of us.
For you, I mean, from your experience, what do you think is the most important hindrance?
Like I said, I think it's different. Like the Buddha talks about the three poisons: anger, desire, and ignorance. That pretty much covers all the bases. Yeah. So if you have very strong anger, that might be a hindrance for you. But maybe you're not a very angry person, but you have a strong desire. That's also a hindrance for you. Or maybe not. Then you are very ignorant. Not ignorant as in stupid. Okay, it's not that. It's ignorance of the Dharma, ignorance of the truth of what the world is. Then also that's the hindrance. So those few things are the kind of, in general, the things that will hinder your kind of ability to perceive your true self. But regardless of whether you have these hindrances or not, as long as you practice, if you practice, even if you're a very angry person or you have very strong desire for things, if you practice, then you'll begin to experience that all these things are insubstantial. They are created by our thinking habits. And once you see that, you can start to kind of let them go, let them dissolve. Same with ignorance also. You begin to see the true nature of reality. So it's not so much about, oh, my hindrance is this. I think it's more about what is your reason for practicing? What is your how committed are you to your practice, to trying to figure out who you really are? So that aspiration to practice will overcome any hindrance if it's strong enough. So I think that is the way I prefer to look at it. That to develop a strong aspiration to practice, to develop a strong aspiration to practice bodhicitta, then that will lead you to experience yourself.
Thank you,
Okay.
Sunim. So,
Right.
can we ask you to do a quick explanation on today's topic? Basho Matsuo's poem.
So Basho was a great Japanese Zen master, and I don't know if you've read his story. He almost died in his effort to practice, and actually he got very sick, and a very strong cough, and then and in the his greatest moments of sickness, then apparently he coughed something out, and it was this horrible black kind of phlegm or something hit the wall. He saw it, and boom, he got enlightenment. I think and he wrote some very famous poems,
Yes.
like very famous haiku, I think, although I can't remember any of it. But anyway, he was, so this sitting quietly, doing nothing, spring comes and grass grows by itself, is an expression of truth of the world. That's just the truth of Dharma, truth of reality. Just like spring is followed by summer, autumn, winter, and it goes back to spring again. So that just reflects what is true, that everything happens naturally if you allow it to. So like the earth rotates around the sun, and it doesn't do it perfectly. And my teachers, the earth's axis is off center, which it is. It's about 23 or so degrees. It's like this. Okay. But the very fact that it's like that gives us the 4 seasons in the northern and southern hemisphere. If it was like that, there would be no seasons. So everything follows a natural function. It snows in winter. Now, if it snowed in summer, we would have a problem. So as long as we practice, then we begin to perceive what the natural order of things are. So one time, one man, this is an old Chinese story, went up to a famous Zen master and said, please, he was very good the Zen master is a very good calligraphy artist. Said, please write some auspicious words for me so that I can hang above my door in my house. So then, okay, sure. Then the man was very happy. He was very devout Buddhist, and he was very happy this great Zen master was going to write something for him. So the Zen master said, come back in a few days, and I'll have something for you. So the man came back after a few days, very excited to see what sort of wise words the Zen master was going to write for him. Then the Zen master said, I remember, I've got something for you. So he gave him the scroll. Then the man was very excited. So he said, can I, open it? And yeah, sure. So the man unscrolled the thing and read it. And as he read it, his face kind of dropped because the Zen master had written, grandfather dies, father dies, son dies, So the man was really shocked. He said, I asked you for some auspicious words. Why did you write about death for my grandfather, father, and son? Nobody wants to hang this up in their house. Then the Zen master said, no, you don't understand. That's just the natural order of things. If the son dies before the father, there'd be a great sadness and suffering. Also, if the father dies before the grandfather, also suffering and sadness in the family. So the natural order of things is as it is. Grandfather dies, then father dies, then son dies. So that's same as spring comes and grass grows by itself. It's just a natural order of things. But if the natural order is upside down, then some suffering will appear. But if we perceive the natural truth of this world, then we can be in harmony with it. We don't have to fight with it or try to fix something which actually isn't broken. Okay.
That's good, Sunim, because a lot of people has commented on this phrase and saying that it's actually a pessimism. You don't do anything, sit quietly. So I think your explanation is actually very, very good because it is to be in harmony of the natural order, not sitting quietly as it is. I think that's very, very beneficial for us. So Sunim, actually, just personal curiosity, how do you find Zen? I mean, when you were working and you were, in this world, when do you find Zen? And how do you find Zen?
Question about what do you mean by finding Zen?
That means how do you, what makes you go forth and ordain yourself into a Zen school? Because you were working, you were having an MBA and stuff like that,
How did I encounter Zen
encounter
teaching?
Zen, yeah.
Okay. So, I met Zen Master Song San in Hong Kong. That's when I first encountered Zen at a Dharma talk he was given. It was organized by the Zen Center in Hong Kong. And so when I went there, I wasn't really keen to go. A friend invited me. Then, but I really wanted to go for a movie. But I didn't realize, I was just moved to Hong Kong. So I didn't realize that places get sold out very quickly, especially if they're popular. So by the time I got to the movie, the cinema, it was sold out. So the location, the venue of the talk was very nearby, like 5 minutes walk. So I decided to go and hang out with my friends. So I wasn't really planning to go, but somehow the events, circumstances made it so. So when I went there and listened to him, I was really struck by the clarity of his thought, very down to earth. No sort of difficult words, because he was speaking in English, so his English was not, his first language. So he spoke very simply, but I think had a very profound effect on me, because I realized that when I heard him speak, I realized he was, talking the truth. He spoke about our human condition, about why we are suffering in this world. So I was like, oh, this is very different, because I've been to other talks before, and halfway through I probably usually end up sleeping. It's like didn't really connect, put it that way. I mean, it's not that the talk's not good, but it didn't really connect with me and my everyday life experience. Whereas I don't know if you've encountered any of Zen Master Songsan's talks. There's some on YouTube. I really connected on a very, very concrete and everyday life level. So that's how I got interested. And I thought, what's this all about? Because I hadn't really encountered Zen before. And I kind of looked into Buddhism. And then that really got me interested. And when I read his first book, actually he didn't write the book, somebody compiled his talks into this book called Dropping Ashes in Buddha. I really got interested, and that's how I started to practice, and that was my beginning. So in terms of work, I mean, I think after a while, my experience was that at the beginning, of any job, it's always interesting because you're doing something new.
Sure.
But after a couple of years of doing the same thing, it just becomes like routine. And that happened to me. And I thought, well, what's going on? When I looked at my seniors or my boss, and I thought, no, it's not really, I don't really want to go there. They're not very happy. They may be getting paid more with a bigger office, but they're even more stressed than me. So it was just a way to wake up, go to work, earn money, so that I could pay for the flat and then have to go and work to earn money to pay for the flat. So it was kind of like that. So after a while, I thought, well, this is not actually kind of what I was looking for in life. So I wanted to, this interest in practice became much stronger.
Thank you for sharing your enlightenment moments,
Oh, it's not enlightenment.
It is quite, because for you to meet a master and get interested in his talks and then, start practicing. It's it's a journey.
Moment.
Yeah. Thank you, Suni, for today.
Okay.
I think that's all for us for today. Before
right.
we end, can I ask you to lead us to the dedication vows?
Sure. Yeah. So let's put our palms together and I'll recite the 4 great vows. Sentient beings are numberless. We vow to save them all. Delusions are endless. We vow to cut through them all. The teachings are infinite. We vow to learn them all. The Buddha way is inconceivable. We vow to attain it. May all beings be well, happy, and safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunim. Stay safe,
Okay.
yeah?
Thank you. Good
See you.
night.
Good night.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.